Okay, so welcome back. In the second part, we are going to discuss the sales promotion and week 6 highlights of this learning material. Okay, sales promotion. So what is sales promotion? Well, it is a short-term incentive that we give to the customers or relevant people to achieve short-term sales increase. Okay, that's what we mean by sales promotion essentially. Okay. Or if you like a more academic definition, you can find it is an activity or material meant to induce resellers or salespeople to sell product or get customers to buy it. Okay, there are many ways to conduct the sales promotional activities. We can do coupons, sense of offers, refunds, rebates, and so on and so forth. Right? They are meant to increase our sales. Okay. For short term, okay, please make sure it is for short term sales increase. Okay, right. Okay, so now if we look at further about sales promotion, okay, sales promotion actually has gained strong momentum in terms of the usage in marketing campaign. Okay. Why is that? Well, there are several reasons. Okay. The first one is the market out there is getting more and more competitive. So if we depend on advertising campaign only, it's not helping us to stand out in the cluttered communication campaign, right? Now look around, you turn on your TV, you'll find hundreds of messages that that marketers have been conveying to you, probably thousands of messages or tens of thousands of messages every day. Okay, you walk in the city, you'll be able to find billboards and so on and so forth. There are messages as well. Okay, so if we depend on advertising campaign only, it will be hard for us to stand out in the cluttered communication campaign. Okay. So sales promotion here helps us to build the to get away from the cluttered communication campaign. Okay. The second reason is there is also pressure from the top management, where any dollars that we receive from the management should be productive in terms of achievement of the company's financial goals, for instance, sales and profit goals. Okay, so and we know that the advertising campaign is not necessarily related to sales increase. We hope so, but when we watch advertising campaign, for instance, it's not necessarily driving us to buy the product straight away. That is the reason why we also need to. It helps us building the awareness, helps us building the image, helps us influencing consumer behavior. Therefore, marketers conducting advertising campaign to achieve those things, but to ensure that we achieve the sales goal, the financial goal of the company, we also need to consider sales promotion because it helps us achieving the sales goals for a short term. Okay. All right. So, and the other reason why sales promotion has gained stronger momentum and marketers have become more and more creative actually in sales promotion, in developing sales promotion campaign. They also conduct, they also need to consider the fact that aside from getting away from the cluttered communication market, they also need to consider the pressure from the sales management. Especially those who work in the fast-moving consumer goods, they also need to consider building the loyalty through giving incentive for the customers, because the retailers like Woolies and Coles also build their own loyalty program. Okay, with the frequent buyers, for instance, like Flybus or Everyday Reward, the retailers are also building their own loyal customers, right? Not your brand's loyalty. Okay. Right, so there are some reasons why our sales promotion has gained this strong momentum. Okay, there are several types of sales promotion. This one here is trade promotion, which is basically intended for the resellers to carry the product or to list new products. In this instance, we reward the resellers. Okay, and we also have what we call consumer promotion, such as sampling. So in here, we give the incentive for the consumers. Okay. So we expect the consumers will buy more from us, or we switch from the brand that they're using to buy our brand. Okay, and the other type of promotion, some other scholars suggest the other type of promotion, which is basically sales force promotion, which is intended for the sales force to list more customers, especially when we launch new products. Okay? Right. So that's basically week 9 topic. Let's look at briefly week 10 topic. This is the second part of our promotion topic. Here we are going to discuss direct digital marketing, which is quite interesting, especially for those who intend to build a career in marketing. I would strongly recommend you to extend your horizon in direct digital marketing, because it is just in the momentum in the right time now. All right, so if you go back to the previous ones, we discussed those things, advertising and so on and so forth. Now we are going to discuss direct and digital marketing. Okay, okay, what is direct marketing? Well, direct marketing actually is a marketing communication tool that aims at building one-to-one relationship with the customers. Now, you may recall that in module 1, okay, we actually, the keyword in marketing is relationship. Okay, when we run the exchange process with the customers, we actually aim at building relationship with the customers. Okay, now direct marketing actually helps us to take it to one-to-one relationship with the customers. Okay, marketers would normally look at their CRM data, for instance, customer relationship management database, to help them building the relationship, building the one-to-one relationship. Okay. Now, in saying that, I just want to highlight to you guys, yes, it is direct digital marketing is quite powerful to build the relationship and influence the consumer's decision-making process for us favorably. But you also need to obey the privacy legislation, and Australia has an extensive privacy legislation as well. Okay, right. I'm going to skip that now. In terms of direct marketing, we normally try to acquire the contacts. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we can organize the events, competitions, giveaways, and so on and so forth. In the business-to-business context, we may organize webinars, for instance, explaining to people, hey guys, we have new technologies here that we'd like to share with you. We have new ways of doing better this, better that, okay? I'm inviting you to join us in the webinar, okay? Now, at the end of the webinar, well, when people sign up to your webinar, they actually share their contact details to you, okay? And you can contact them as a follow-up later. You can send your personal selling team later after that, right? You can, your personal selling team, either your account manager or a marketing executive, send the email to your prospect, for instance, telling them, hey, look, I know that you attended our webinar last time, and this is the link to that presentation. Would you like me to take you through personally with you? Okay, so that's acquiring contacts, okay? And we can also use it to segment the database, because direct marketing will not work without us understanding the customers. Remember, direct marketing is to build, helps us building relationship with in the one-to-one manner, right? In this instance, we customize the message, right? Now, if you think about it further, this is quite important for us to understand, right? If you contrast that with advertising message, for instance, advertising talks to a million of people. Direct marketing talks to customized, individualized customer. Okay, so that is a big difference between direct digital marketing and advertising campaign, right? In the case of advertising campaign, the marketers push the message through mass media. In the case of direct digital marketing, this is one of the strong value of direct digital marketing. We actually drive the customers to find us, right? That is the strong benefit of direct marketing. How can we do that? Again, build the contacts and build the database. Build the database, and with that, we actually give them, feed them with the information so that they can find the our information hub, right? The next step is to design the communication, which is basically telling them what's in it for them, right? Which is basically showing them that is relevant, okay? And be interactive and ask for feedback, okay? All right, so that's the basically in a nutshell in terms of direct marketing campaign. The next one is email marketing. Email marketing is not a tool in direct digital marketing space or online marketing. And again, how can we send the email? Well, again, we need to get the customer's approval under the Australian privacy legislation. So we need to ensure that the people who receive the email marketing from us, the email marketing campaign from us, they are the ones in the opt-in list. So they have given their consent to receive promotional materials from us, okay? The other form includes the SMS marketing, direct mail, telemarketing, social media as well, which is quite popular recently. You can use, I believe most of you guys have social media account, either Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, okay, Twitter, okay, or some people may have even blog. For instance, they like writing blogs. Well, if you like writing blogs, welcome to my world, because it's basically, if you look at that further, marketers may have become, in the future, may have become the publishers of the campaign, right? Okay, and this slide shows some key terms in digital marketing, like digital media, digital marketing, electronic marketing, right? You can go through it yourself. And again, this is actually showing us a bit of characteristics of online media: addressability, interactivity, connectivity, control, because of the key features of the online media. Okay. All right. Now in terms of digital communication tools, specifically, experts suggest that it has to be aesthetics. From graphic perspective, color, style, layout, typography, okay? And because at the end of the day, when you set up your online presence, you want to ensure that your website would appear on the top of the list. That means people like clicking your websites, okay? From traffic management perspective, okay? Navigation would be easy. It's not circus type of layout. Your landing page is quite clear. When people click your website, they will land to your what we call as landing page. So it is well organized, easy to navigate. It's not making people getting frustrated. Okay, functionality, accessibility, content. It also has to be interactive. Now some practitioners suggest that to make it interactive, you can also and also to make it interactive and also to help your website to appear in the top of the list organically, you can also use the video, which is quite helpful. Okay. Conversion in terms of visitors to action, right? Here we can use the analytics. For those who like to learn more about the digital analytics, you can also look at Google Analytics. And the last one is e-commerce, right? So it allows transaction, it allows more interactions, okay? All right, so social media, which is basically part of the digital communication or online communication tools. It helps us to build the social interactions, right? Now, actually with the digital media, we actually have changed the landscape of the marketing communication. In the olden days, in the case of marketing communication, we always say that marketers own, in quote unquote, the media, right? So when marketers place the campaign on the on TV in 30 seconds, or Sydney Morning Herald, for instance, a quarter page, and so on and so forth, they are in quote unquote the owners of the media. Now it is a different landscape from marketing communication perspective. Okay, the customers can also become the owners of the media. So in other words, they can also communicate back to us, and they can also communicate to the other customers, right, through social media, right? So a lot of us give review on certain products that we just purchased. For instance, hey, I just went to that store. This is what I have experienced, or I don't like it because of this. The shopkeepers are so rude to me. The sales assistants so rude to me. I don't like it. I'm not going there anymore. For instance, that's the power of of today's marketing landscape, where the customers have been empowered, right, in the communication process. Okay, the customers can do some research about us, about our brand, and so on and so forth before they make decision. Right, that is a critical impact of the digital media usage in our in marketing communication campaign. Okay. Right, I'm not going to go through those tools. I believe some of us have been using them, right? Facebook, YouTube, and so on and so forth. LinkedIn, right, which is quite critical for you to sell your brand, basically. And for marketers, B2B marketers, they also use that, okay? Okay, so that's basically the last part, the second part of the marketing communication topics, and please go through the learning materials to discuss the other things, right? And okay, I'll see you in the next module.